Hi, hello, and welcome to Lily's Library. So it's finally starting to feel a bit cooler here and the leaves are starting to change. So I thought today we would do the cozy autumn book tag. So this book tag was made by The Book Bell here on YouTube. I will try and find her original video and link it down below, but I have changed a few things just to make it work for me because I believe she is American and I'm clearly not. So I had to change the tag a little bit to make it work better with when autumn falls for us. But I thought it would still be a fun tag to do because I feel like some of the prompts are very timely still. So the first question is a book that reminds you of autumn, and I've got two for this prompt. So the first one is Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. I feel like this is just like the quintessential autumn book in my opinion. It could be just because I read it when it was autumn that it kind of has always got that feeling for me, but I feel like so many of these cozy sorts of fantasy books are just such perfect autumnal reads. So many of them are kind of set in that time of year and have very much those vibes. So I feel like this is the perfect one. But in this we follow Viv, who is an orc, and she has decided to kind of give up her time of adventuring and fighting and doing all these quests and just wants to have a more chill and easy life. So she decides to open up a little cafe, and it is just so sweet and fun. This is also sapphic as well, and I just had such a great time with this. It is just such the perfect cozy autumn book. Then another cozy autumn book, we've got The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. This is a very chunky book, so I feel like it's the perfect book to kind of curl up with a hot drink and a blanket when there is that cool crisp weather outside. But this is a story about stories. I read this for the first time pretty recently and absolutely adored it. It is just so beautiful and fun and whimsical and just the perfect book to kind of sit with on that cooler day, and something that just makes you feel like you've got a warm hug. So question 2 is your favorite autumnal book cover. Now I feel like this was somewhat difficult to decide on because there is so many great ones out there, but I ended up going with The Last Tale of the Flower Bride. This is by Roshani Chokshi. This is such an interesting and dark book, but it is so perfect, and I feel like this cover is just really so autumnal, like the colors of the flowers and the leaves and just like the darkness of it. It's really nice, like it's just that really good vibe, you know. But this is a gothic fiction. It is so interesting and just delves so deep into character dynamics, and I just really loved this one. So I might just read you the first page of this book because I feel like it really explains what this story is and just kind of tells you what you're in for. Prologue is, you warned me that knowing your secret would destroy us. At first it sat in our marriage like a blue-lipped ghost, hardly noticeable until a trick of the light drew it into focus. But you could always tell the days when it gnawed at my thoughts. You tried to comfort me, you stroked my face and curled my fingers to your heart. You said, if you pry, you'll destroy our marriage. But oh my love, you lied. It's so beautiful. This is very like purple prose, so if you're not a fan of that very flowery writing, this might not be for you, but it is just so beautiful, and the cover is just such an autumnal book. Question 3 is, what is your favorite autumnal drink to read with? Now, I wasn't too sure how to answer this because I feel like I don't really have an autumnal drink. I drink tea all year round. It's what I've got here. I've just got a black tea basically, but I do really like a London Fog. I honestly should have made it for this video, but I just really love the blends of different flavors in them. How you've got the Earl Grey with like the vanilla flavor and then the like foam on top as well, and I always add cinnamon on top of mine just for an extra hint of something. I feel like that's the perfect cozy beverage to drink while you're reading a book, but honestly any warm drink. I also got this new mug not too long ago that I feel like very much fits this, but I've just got a normal cup of tea in this. I feel like either of those really fit. I'm not a coffee drinker, so that's kind of my only options. Now, question 4 is, do you prefer to read late at night or early in the morning? I really wish I was someone who could get up early and could read early in the morning, but I feel like that's just not who I am. I struggle so much to get up, so I don't always I'm usually on my phone as soon as I wake up just to try and get my brain a bit active. I should really pick up a book instead, but I think it's the fact that I need glasses to see and read, so I don't always put on my glasses first thing in the morning. So maybe if I start doing that, I'll be a morning reader, but at the moment my favorite time to read is definitely later at night or even in the afternoon and the early evening. I feel like there's something just so nice about that time of day, just after a long day at work or a long day out doing things, to just curl up with a book and have that time to kind of decompress and to do something else. And yeah, so I feel like definitely more a late night than an early morning, but somewhere in between is more ideal for me. Now, in the original tag, question 5 was definitely more like meant to be a Halloween related thing, but Halloween is months away, but I'm still going to include this because I feel like this time of year is always the perfect time to read a spooky book. So question 5 is, what is your favorite spooky read? Now, I've gone for ones that aren't outright horror, but are kind of that more creepy vibe and something that is a bit more light-hearted horror, if that makes sense. So things that kind of tend to lean a lot more gothic and more in your head than full outright body horror or gore. And I've got two options. The first one is What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. This is a full of the House of Usher retelling. We've got weird things happening with mushrooms and fungi and plants and animals, and it is just so creepy but perfect, and I love it. It is that perfect like gothic vibe, which I just feel like fits autumn so much. Then I've got Bad Curry by Jessica Johns, which is one of my all-time favorite books. This is a horror. We follow a young Indigenous woman who moves out of home and moves away after the death of her sister, and she realizes that in order to process the grief and what happened to her sister and with her family, she actually needs to go home. And the thing that kind of makes her realize she needs to go back home is these weird dreams she's been having where she sees crows everywhere, and kind of heightens and comes to a head when she wakes up holding a crow skull in her hand. And yeah, so we follow her as she goes home to connect with family and her culture and her history and everything, and find out what actually happened to her sister on the day she died. And it is just so horrifying and beautiful at the same time. This is such a just amazing tale of grief and sister and family bonds, and just the importance of having that support system around you, and especially what it means when you are Indigenous and the way that that helps with healing and the different practices they have. I also got goosebumps when I was reading this, when it got to kind of like the reveal or a specific part, and it is just absolutely incredible. This is one of my favorite books, and I feel like such a perfect like creepy and spooky read. So question 6 is, what is the ultimate comfort read for you? Now I decided to go with 2 graphic novels. I feel like I could choose a lot of different graphic novels and manga, but I tried to limit it to 2 that I feel like kind of match that kind of spooky and autumnal vibe that this tag is really trying to embody. And the first one is Garlic and the Vampire. This is by Brie Paulson. There is also Garlic and the Witch, but Garlic and the Vampire is the first one, and it is my favorite. It is just so cute. This is set in a little garden where we've got a whole bunch of vegetable people, and one day they notice that someone has moved into this castle that's up on the hill, and our main character Garlic gets sent to go and investigate because everyone thinks it's a vampire, so of course Garlic is going to be the main option to go and figure it out. And it's just so fun and cute, and has such a beautiful art style as well, and it's just so entertaining seeing the way that these characters and vegetables all interact with each other. It's just so sweet and fun, and we've also got queer representation. Next I have got Fangs. This one is by Sarah Anderson, and I really enjoyed this. This is also such a nice addition. It's this red cloth bound one with black sprayed edges and just such beautiful detailing. But this is a slice of life comic sort of graphic novel series, so we've just kind of got little snippets of the day in the life of this vampire and werewolf that are dating, and I just find it to be so fun and cute and just such a nice little romance to read and flip through. It really makes me feel so much better and really brightens my mood anytime I pick this up and just even look at a few pages. It is just so sweet. But yeah, these 2 are definitely some of my favorite comfort reads. I don't reread too often, but if I ever am feeling sad, I'll kind of sometimes flip through these, and I think they're just perfect. Now question number 7 is, when you're not reading, what is your favorite autumnal activity? Now I feel like reading is very much my main hobby, but I'm really starting to try and get into walking around a bit more. I definitely prefer going on walks in autumn because it's just so much cooler. Just in Australia it's way too hot to do much stuff outside in summer, in my opinion. When it comes to like going on a walk, I feel like I just get all sweaty and gross and there's too many bugs, but I feel like autumn is a nice time for it. I love seeing all the leaves change and all the different flowers and everything, and just like what nature looks like at that time, and it's a lot better temperament outside. But I also really enjoy playing video games. I've actually been getting really back into it again because me and my partner just bought a Switch 2, so I've been playing more Animal Crossing on that. I decided to start a new island, so that's definitely my favorite autumnal thing, to just play those kinds of cozy and fun games. And I'm actually going to be playing Pokopia or Pokopia. I don't know how people are saying it. I hear it so many different ways, but it was sold out when I went to buy the Switch 2, so I had to order a copy online. But I feel like that is going to be my new hobby besides reading. But yeah, I do really enjoy those kinds of games. I would say Stardew Valley, I don't mind it, but the fishing pisses me off in Stardew Valley, so I really haven't played enough of it to include it in that. But I do just love taking some time to play a game as well. I've got a few others that we've got that I'm hoping to make some progress on over the coming months, but yeah, those are kind of my main things that I love to do in autumn outside of read. Now, question 8, which is the final question on my version of the tag. This is, what is on your autumnal TBR or your autumnal reading list? Now, I've got 3 books I'm going to focus on and I'm hoping to get to. The first one is a classic, and that is Dracula by Bram Stoker. I've actually read like literally half of this. You can see where my bookmark is. I'm 200 something pages in. and I just stopped for some reason. So I think I'm gonna either continue where I left off or I will restart this. But I feel like this is just such a perfect autumnal read. I just feel like this gothic sort of stuff really fits the vibe of autumn, and it's kind of that darker, cooler, crisper time of year, which these books just really match. Now, continuing that, we've got a dark academia, which autumn is the dark academia time, and I've got The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I've had this on my TBR for I don't even know how long now, and I've actually started reading it before. Like, I've got my bookmark in here and I got a little bit of the way through and I really did enjoy what I read. And I do enjoy Donna Tartt's writing. Like, I was starting to annotate it, but I think I just, for some reason, never continued reading it. I don't know, but I'm going to be trying to give it another go this autumn. This will be the year I actually read it, because I have read If We Were Villains, which a lot of people compare the two and say they're quite similar, and I absolutely loved it. So I would really like to read this one and give it a go. I've never read a Donna Tartt book, but I'm very intrigued by this and I've heard such incredible things and feel like I really am missing out by not having read it yet. The next one is actually one that I had temporarily DNF'd, and I think I actually did have it in a video where I was talking about unhauling it. But now I'm second guessing it because I have seen some really good reviews of it, and that is The Healing Season of Pottery. This is by Yeon So-min. This just looks like the perfect autumn book. Like, this cover is just so beautiful and it's got those like falling leaves, and we've got the same on the back, and it just looks so beautiful. Now, I just wasn't really in the mood for it when I tried to pick it up. I feel like I have been struggling with cozy fiction and cozy fantasy, but I do want to give this one another go. This kind of follows a woman who has just quit her news writing job, and she ends up kind of going into hibernation for a while because she doesn't know what to do with her life. It's not really bringing her joy what she's been doing with her job. So she takes that time off, and one day when she goes on a walk, she kind of walks into this pottery studio and realizes that learning to do stuff with her hands and crafting and physically making something really changes her life and makes her a lot happier. And it sounds really interesting, and I'm kind of at a spot in my life where I'm kind of feeling a little bit the same. Like, I really do enjoy my job, but I do want to kind of have something else that brings me joy outside of it besides reading. So I feel like this is a good way to kind of explore that as well. But I do really want to give this one another shot. I think if it doesn't work out, I will DNF it and unhaul it completely, but it just feels like such a perfect autumnal read, so I would like to give it a go this season. That is the end of the tag, and that is it for this week's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know down below in the comments what your favorite autumnal book is, if there's any that you think I should read that I didn't talk about in this, or one that you just think is the perfect just autumn vibes all round. But yeah, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all with a new video next time. Goodbye.